Well, the Cabinet yesterday approved the second tranche of the PLI scheme for development of solar PV modules. There's an outlay of almost 20,000 crores. This entire space has been doing exceptionally well. So very quickly, let's get Sumit Kishore, Executive Director, Capital Goods, Power and Infrastructure at Axis Capital to join in. Sumit, we don't have too much time before the market opens. So your thoughts on who could be the big beneficiaries of this?
Sure. So this is a 195 billion rupee second tranche of PLI to promote local manufacturing of high-efficiency solar PV modules. Now, if you go back to the first tranche, which was approved last year, the allocation was 45 billion rupees for setting up 10 gigawatt solar modules, and that received a response of almost 55 gigawatt. The winners here were Reliance New Energy Solar for 4 gigawatt, Shirdi Sai Electricals for another 4 gigawatt, and Adani for 737 megawatt. So the strong response by bidders led to an upscaling of solar PLI in this year's union budget, for which the cabinet approval came yesterday. My sense is that in tranche 2, rupees 120 billion out of 195 billion is reserved for companies setting up integrated polysilicon to module manufacturing capacity. So frontline beneficiaries for fully integrated manufacturing capacity would once again be Reliance, Adani, and maybe First Solar. The maximum crowding for PLI benefits is likely for setting up cell and module capacities only, which is an allocation of 30 billion rupees. There, the frontline beneficiaries include Tata Power, Wari Energies, and Vikram Solar, among others. For wafer to module, bidders may include the likes of Renew Power and even Coal India.
Okay, all right. By the way, do you have coverage on a company called, you did mention Reliance, but say Solar and Wilson, which is a Reliance company now. Any thoughts that, will this fall in this analysis? Will that company?
No, so Sterling and Wilson is the company you
Sterling and Wilson, sorry.
So they are solar EPC players. So in the backdrop of overall local manufacturing capacities for solar modules going up and the trajectory of 30-35 gigawatt of solar capacity addition that we have locally, including the opportunity to export overseas, I think the entire ecosystem benefits, which will include solar EPC players like Sterling and Wilson. It will include players like Borosil, renewables manufacturing, solar glass, and a host of others. But the direct beneficiaries would be the ones manufacturing the polysilicon wafer, ingot, cell and module.
Okay, Sumit, we'll leave it at that. Thanks a lot for joining in and giving us your views. So that's the word coming in from Axis Capital.